All right. Lord Racer was good with it. Top of the morning, top of the afternoon to you, depending on where you are. Thanks for dropping in, man. I appreciate you. Let me see. Okay. What's going on, man? How you feeling today? What's all titanium? Go back here, man. All right. Go to my YouTube page. My whack, what's good with it? Top of the morning, top of the afternoon. Let me get okay, here we go. Bam. Turn the volume down. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Let me see where I'm at. Man, no. Chatting. Where the chat's at? Oh, that's the wrong video. That's right. What the hell? Oh, here we go. Oh, this the wrong video too. What the hell? Where my live video at? Here you go. Why do they keep playing? What's up with y'all, man? It's Dub TV. What's good with it? It's Dub. Top of the afternoon to you. Markware said this. Hey, you said it's your type of topic, huh? Hey, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. So I'm not well versed in politics at all, right? But you don't have to be well versed in politics to know when tensions are thick, it's going all bad, and what do we do from here? You know what I mean? For the people who don't know that much about politics, I mean, I'm not completely ignorant to politics. I just don't know. I can't run off names back and forth like cats be doing and knowing what's going on all the time. But I be keeping my ear to the streets, and globally it's going down right now. So I think we should talk about some of it at least, because it's getting tricky out here. Let me see. It's getting tricky out here. So yeah. How y'all feeling this morning or this afternoon? How y'all feeling today? Let me just say that. How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling all right. Had a good day yesterday. I was around a lot of money yesterday, and it was very inspiring. Not for the money aspect per se, but more so because I want to be able to have enough resources so I can give out enough resources. I love to give. That's the thing I love to do. I love to give people things. I love to buy people stuff. So to be able to have a lot, to be able to give a lot, is one of my dreams. So I'm working on that too. Kevin Finley, my brother. Before I answer this question, first of all, I want to say thank you. I'm looking you dead in the camera and say thank you. I appreciate you, my brother. You and I know what's going on. Thank you. Straight up. 1000%. I don't want to let that go past. So before we start any conversation, understand I'm saying thank you, my good brother. For real. The radio show went good yesterday. We did Brown Bag Radio for those who are in LA. or I'm not sure how far they go outside. Radio stations, they cover a lot of ground, so I'm not sure how far they go outside of LA area. But Brown Bag Radio, my man Rosecrans Vic. I wasn't on the radio per se, but I went with for our documentary and soundtrack, we're promoting. My good brother Sticks and a couple of guys for the documentary went to Power 106 and did Brown Bag Radio. For those who know, Power 106 and know Rosecrans Vic and his popular radio station he has. It was amazing to do. It's the start of it all. So I haven't stepped inside a radio room to do like radio in years. It's been years. So that was cool because these are the offices I used to run around in. And it was cool seeing certain people up there and be able to start this promo thing. I think we're doing CC this Friday for those who know. K-Day, CC on K-Day. I think we're doing CC on Friday. And I think we got Big Boy next week. So it's the start of the promo for the documentary and for the soundtrack. So I'm excited because I'm not on the artist side. That's one. And it just feels good to be promoting something what I feel this big that I'm a part of. And it's been an amazing experience. The opportunities have been awesome. So yeah, I'm having a good time. You see, there's an Asian dude who's done. There's a channel called Predictive History. He has done great lectures on psychohistory and game theory. And game theory. That's the baseline for understanding the geopolitical landscape. I gotta check that out, bro. I'm gonna check it out. I said we also for the big going. Hey man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So here's the crazy thing. Another crazy thing about the government. It's not crazy. This is the part. So this is the part we all know, right? The government, depending on what side of the coin you stand on, they've been so finicky for all my life, as far as I know. So it's hard to know where to receive, where to get your real information from, right? Back in the day, all we had was, other than books, which talked about the past because they're books. All we had was whether either you knew someone somewhere and abroad who could tell you maybe what's going on in the landscape, if you traveled a lot. But other than that, we just had our basic news channels. So if you got your news from there, you figured you were well versed in news, as far as newspaper or news channels, right? And then we found out the truth in that. That's why I always say social media is a gift and a curse, right? It's a gift because you can get your information from anywhere now, right? It's so many different sources that are speaking from their experiences, their territories, their lands, their homes from around the world. And they put everybody in one room and everybody get to tell their truth, right? Here's the problem with that's the sweet side as far as like finding out things or the truth about anything, right? That's the sweet side. The bitter side is that it's too much information. Now, I don't mean too much legit information. I mean like it's too much information. So it's hard for most people to decipher between what's real and what's not, which creates another problem. False information, right? So it's tough when you're trying to scope the landscape and you're getting your facts all wrong, or you're arguing from a point of ignorance, and you don't know it's not even willful ignorance. Willful ignorance is more so you don't even know. You don't have the truth. You may Google the one thing, and then the first thing that popped up, you went with that as truth, and then you started arguing it in a space, or it becomes an echo chamber of bad information, right? It's like it's funny because it's hard to talk. Breezy, what's up with it? I'm glad you stopped by. I appreciate you. It's crazy when you think about, all the tension that's going on in the world right now, right? You have, it's funny because I never see, that's the cool thing about politics too, is that we understand how pages are getting censored, taken. Google just did a big, huge deal with, I'll say, that guy over there, and which we know is to censor information and to censor your searching and to censor the results you get back from the searches for the searches. Hopefully, we're on the same page and we know what I'm talking about. So when you talk on YouTube, it's partially you get kind of like the same kind of thing. It's like, will we be punished for speaking the truth? Even if the truth is your opinion, that may be the truth as you know it, right? It's in my head right now. I'm debating if I even want to mention certain foreign places because of my video may be flagged for like whatever, right? If you're not on a positive side of a story about talking about certain places, your video can be taken or flagged, or you can get your page taken down or your monetization snatched from you. That's a real truth. If you notice TikTok, I don't know if y'all start seeing, they started taking TikTok pages. The punishment starts dropping already. People putting information out there, and TikTok start putting copyright strikes on people. Basically, I know y'all been seeing it. I've been seeing it ever since the U.S. bought it. All of a sudden, you get to mention certain places or certain people or talking against one side and not the other. Copyright strike. You get a warning. Here's your warning. Threaten to take your page. Literally almost days after the purchase. And it makes you I'm sitting here in the moment, like, should I even mention that? Should I even mention them? Now, my intentions weren't to come up here and mention anybody specifically. I mainly want to talk about the tension that we all feel and can see going on in the world today. And it just, by everything going on, it just feels like we're this close to everything just going up, right? I was looking at a video where I was checking out a video. I wish I had the clip of the what's called the Titillion. Of the 40-something boats going over trying to get aid to Gaza, and what they're dealing with right now, and they had to be escorted by the Italian Navy. I think a couple of ships, Italian warships. I think, if I'm not confused, because they're being threatened under international law, even though what they're doing is illegal as far as international law is concerned. So they're doing live updates, like they're on phones, they're on internet thing, they're on FaceTime, not FaceTime, but you know what I mean, as it's happening, as they're trying to get through, as they're being threatened, as they're being confiscated. And you like, how is this happening? And then it's so many different people with so many different civilians and countries on these Titillions. So what happens when something's bombed or somebody's killed? Do that country go to war for them? It's scary. It's scary. Yeah, it's tough. And then you try to have these times, and then you feel like, damn, like, I want to say this. I should be able to say this, or I should be able to mention them, or I should be able to mention him or her or whoever. And then you're like, but you're also operating in their spaces, right? It's like, how do you speak? I mean, for example, not that this is a real thing, but it could be. For example, how do I speak on Mark Zuckerberg in such a way, but I'm using Instagram or Facebook? Like, how do you, even though free speech should be free, right? But in these times today, how do you get that off? I'm using that for an example. I'm not saying it. Excuse me, people don't do it. Right? So how do I give my my perspective on what's going on in the world today when I'm in threat of losing my page or my channel or my whatever. You know what I mean? And for some people, in some cases, another follower I follow, I forgot his name. Actually, I'm not even gonna say his name. Follower on Instagram, this black kid who's always like dropping bars about he's like an activist and something. He's really not an activist, he's a DJ, but he he's always coming and sticking up for blacks and LGBTQ and anybody oppressed. He's always voicing his opinion, but he got a strong following and a strong opinion. And the other day, the feds showed it to his home. So sometimes you don't think your voice is big enough, but they'll show you they heard you anyway. Right? And that's why the internet and social media is so important. That's why I don't know if y'all seen that footage of them influencers sitting in that, they flew over to a certain place to talk to a certain prime minister. And he's hired them to basically push his agenda. And I don't know if this part is right, but I heard they're getting paid up to $6,000 or $7,000 a post. That's in the last year, at least 15 to 20 influencers have flew back and forth to this place. So, part of the war is on social media. It makes you feel like, well, how do we? Now, I'm grounded in my faith, and some of y'all probably not, which is cool. So I'm not going to take you down that road. So I know where my comfort comes in at, where I can rest comfortably at, right? But if we're thinking this world, tangibly in this world, where do we find comfort? Like, in what exactly? Because there was a time, and this may sound ignorant, but let me keep it real. There was a time where you can find comfort in being American. Let me explain that. I don't mean that America doesn't do the craziest, wildest things to everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when it comes to any kind of war of any of the sorts, right? We were being American, you were kind of on the big bad bully side, right? Because people don't necessarily play with us. But nowadays, the tides are turning a little bit, right? You know what I mean? People, because we obviously changed because we see who's in office and what's been going on. And we're kind of being divided from the inside. And being divided from the inside is where people find your weakness, right? They can't take the one dude talking all this crap that's in office. They can't take him. He's ignorant. And other countries like, all right, he's an idiot. And the country is divided amongst themselves. And this ain't the 80s. We out here killer. We out here technology forward. Like, y'all not the threat y'all used to be. Y'all dollar down. It's looking crazy. And we used to sit back and that come, don't get me wrong, our military is still what it is. That's the one thing I don't want y'all to get confused. And this ain't a scare tactic kind of thing either, but don't ever get it twisted about our military, about the American military. Let me tell y'all something for real. Niggas don't want them problems. That's one thing you can rest comfortably in. But here's the problem, is that the head idiot is being told, it's telling them to turn on you. So that's kind of like, wait, what's going on? They have an oath to adhere to. And you telling them, forget the oath. I'm running shit. And I'm just hoping they ain't listening. You know what I mean? You know what, PJ? That's a fact. Like, and so me, I'm literally just now getting monetized. For those who don't know, for those who are just tapped in, for those who's happening to their first home since I've taken my vacay, my page is now monetized. So to PJ Allen's point, you make a great point. This is episode I should have had on private, like a membership private thing. But I haven't started yet. And I haven't started promoting that yet. So there would be nobody to see it because ain't nobody in there yet. Right. So I got to promote all this stuff first. But I would love to have these kind of conversations or any other conversation I can't have out to the mass public, to only my members. So yeah, I think I got to do that because this is a conversation I would rather have amongst ourselves privately. Because if you notice, I'm speaking, but I gotta almost speak around myself because you gotta watch certain things and then watch how certain things come back. You know what I'm saying? So, Visionary Star was good with it. Thanks for dropping in the building, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, so that's the thing. I gotta yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. So we can have these kind of talks because I'm always been talking about what's going on in the world, conspiracy theories. I've been in the music business for almost half my life, 20 some odd plus years. The stories I got and the stories I can tell are crazy. I would never tell them out to the grand public, but we can talk about a lot of that stuff in the membership area. So politics things, political stuff like that, which I don't talk a lot, but I'm always watching what's going on in the world. So I could definitely speak on those things. So I definitely need to get my membership up. So we'll do that. That's what I'll do. I'll finish this one out for sure. But as we unpack and I can get a little more loose on my private membership area, then we'll do that. So when you get a chance, man, subscribe to my private membership. I got ideas as far as that. I can do my political shows, but I already had ideas about some merch stuff I want to do and drop. Community get-togethers I want to start doing. I told y'all about that before. And I also want to do my panels with amongst the community in those private sessions. I don't think everybody should be able to see that and see those because we creating something here. And I'm not trying to create it in secrecy. I just need us to benefit something that's for ourselves, something that we hold to ourselves, and we can come apart. Get along in and kind of handle our one too. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's the thing I want to do, man. So I need to learn I still need to learn how to do all the button stuff in this thing. For real, man. I started my. I need to figure it out too here. Let me see. Community moderation. Okay. Okay. Boom. So yeah. So scary time because most people get their information from clips of Breezy to see and I mentioned that earlier, right? These people see a clip and then they get scared or nervous or whatever, and they pass that information to somebody else as a fact, right? Because here's the thing, it's almost like we're all acting like we all know that the previous person did the research, right? Like if my wife comes and tell me like, hey, you heard about President something such, he said this. I'm assuming that she did the research to know he actually said that and is doing that. So I passed it off as a fact because I vouched for her information, right? The problem is if she just saw a clip on the internet and took that clip as law and passed it to me, then I passed it off as law. And then that's how bad information gets passed through because nobody is doing the research. I don't mean literally nobody. I mean like in that lineup, nobody did the research. People watching the clip, or you see it all day where somebody be saying like every day it's a new health scare, right? You'll see some video pop up and it'll be like, hey, do you know that apples aren't really good for you? Like you'll be like, nigga, what? Apples? Right? And then they'll break it down scientifically how apples create acids and that kind of acid is bad acid and eventually it leaks to your skin and that's how people get blotches and then that's where such and such come from, this disease. You like, they confuse you with so much information. You like, word? I can't eat apples no more. Right? So you pass that information down and then somebody in the comments would be like, hey, actual fucking dietitian or doctor or science, whatever kind of professional that knows that kind of shit. Hey, that's actually not true. Please stop listening to these people. It don't even got to be deep. You ever notice in the comments, it's always somebody like, yo, hey, I'm a scientist and that's 1,000% false. That's not true. Or, hey, I'm a professional basketball player. That's not what's in NBA contracts. That's not true. Or, hey, I'm a farmer and that is not how we get our corn and do our corn. And whatever. You know what I mean? It's always somebody in the comments like, yo, please stop listening to these people. I see it on TikTok all day. The wildest things in the world. You'll come by somebody's video and be like, yo, did you know that water is actually not for humans? And you like, wait, what? And you so the headline is so wild. You like, wait a minute, water not for humans? What you mean? They already got you drawn in. And they start spewing a bunch of BS, some crazy B-roll footage, fake paperwork, throw a bunch of big words at you. And now your dumb ass think that water's not good for you. You done told your wife and kids, y'all got to cut back. Y'all got to cut back on the water because you saw a TikTok video that said water's not good for you. And then when your wife be like, well, why not? Why? Well, baby, you know, because it say the nutrients when it hit the sun, and then the sun turns it into hot lasers, and then the lasers form in your body, and they stay dormant. What? Like, I hate to sound silly, but it really be like that. It's not even a lie. It really be like that. Niggas be like, what? I mean, tripping. It really be like that. And I'm like, what? It's crazy, man. What you No, Visionary Star, look, so you came in late on the conversation. I'm not saying I don't do research. We're not talking about me. I'm talking about that's what the problem on with the internet. People are spewing things without having information. Anything I speak on, if I come on here with a topic like I'll do a relatable, I'll have topics. Or if I bring a topic to the hand, I've done all my research. I'm not saying anything that now there's my opinion on things. You can argue my opinion all day. That's fine. We're not going to care about that. But if I bring something as a fact that as in this was going on, and I have the information here, here's the clips, here's the articles, here's the whatever, here's the sources, it's a fact. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this particular subject here is I would just want to talk about the tension. Do we feel the tension? Not bring up like what Trump just said or what they had what all the generals said in the big meeting they just had or what's going on in Israel and the blockade and the you know what I mean? All the things going on in Gaza. I'm saying, are we feeling the tension in there and do we think it's going there? Do we think we're getting to a point where it's actually going to be a world war? Is that a real thing? Is it going to happen for real? Now, mind you, I've been hearing this my whole life. I've been hearing World War III coming my whole life. We're different tensions, different wars. I'm 46. I've been hearing this my whole life. It's going to be a World War III, right? And as we're getting older and we see what's going on now when the United States turn on each other because of who's in power, we're having a conversation now like, wait a minute. What's going on? Israel doing what? United States backing who? But they also trying to send troops to their own. Wait a minute. China, like, what's up? Kicking up dust? Oh, they clicking up over there? Oh, no, something going on. I'm speaking from that point of view. That's what I'm saying. So it's not about doing the research. I'm not the only time I won't do if I'm just talking shit. And most of the time when I'm doing, first of all, homeroom is for talking shit. This ain't a political podcast. This ain't where you come to go get, you know what I mean? We can talk about a bunch of stuff on here, but homeroom is for you let your hair down, talk freely. So that's why it's not topic heavy. I only set this topic up today because I'm sitting up watching the news all morning and it's on social media and talking to friends. I got friends in Saudi Arabia that they're telling me about things going on over there. And I got a homegirl just flew back from Israel telling me what's going on over there. So I'm having these conversations and it just feels tricky. So I'm like, yo, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about it. How are we feeling? Do y'all feel like it's something serious where we got to talk to our families? Does the government shutdown affect any of you? Do any of y'all work for the government? Does it affect y'all? Will it affect you? Is it a trickle down effect where that certain government job shutdown may affect you? Let's talk about that. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm speaking from for the most part. Gee, and I said the same thing. 3 been happening, right? It's a long, extensive play, right? Things got to come into play. The breaking down of a system, the breaking down of the people, the breaking down of a mind frame, a thought process, the breaking down of the rules collectively, the breaking down of the Constitution, which has been happening. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Straight up. And are we having these conversations with our kids? Like, you know what I mean? Are they having these conversations in school? What are we telling our kids? You know, it's funny when my son is 21 now. I remember conversations I used to have with him about just being outside as a young black man, right? Just like there's dudes you got to worry about that gang bang and like out here ignorant and ready to trip on something. There's girls you can't trust, can trust. Certain parties you don't need to be at. But I know you're not gonna listen to me every time, so watch out for this if you are at some of these parties, right? Never hang with these type of people. Watch out for these kind of signs. What to do if police pull you over, how to react, how to deal with that, how to stay cool, stay calm. These are conversations you got to have. So when it comes to the government, a lot of times in America, we've been so pampered that we think none of the stuff that happens in the world will happen in our own backyard until the shit start happening in our own backyard. How many years we spent watching other countries go through the government kicking their ass, basically? Snatching people off the street, throwing people in jail for no reason, no get back, throwing people in detention camps, war, governments get into it with the people trying to overthrow the government, bombings, fighting. January 6th was a very, very small thing compared to all the shit I've seen over the years with people in different countries trying to overthrow the government. Real bombs and shit going on. People are dying and killed. Like, so it's inevitable to happen. This ain't nothing y'all worry about. When I say worry, I don't mean like we live in fear. I just mean like, do we still like think we're in that plush American masseuse table that massage you like, oh, it's all cool. This don't really deal with you. But what you mean? I snatching niggas off the street. Right? And people think ICE is just for certain people. No, it ain't. You know what I mean? It's only a matter of time before they keep snatching you out your house, and you don't know why. You fully American, never been nowhere else, and you in a detention camp somewhere, and your people can't get to you, and you tell them the whole time you American while I'm here, and nobody helping you. I'm not making this up. These are real stories. These are actual people in detention camps, people that are American, that aren't immigrants at all, that are stuck because that American comfort we thought we had for all these years is starting to peel away and peel away and peel away. So we have these conversations to see how y'all feeling. What are we doing? Are you leaving? Y'all got dual citizenship? Is that a thing we considering? Or is this another World War III scare and it'll be all over soon? You know what I'm saying? Look at what Wavy said. Wavy said that was just in Chicago in a Chicago apartment detaining everybody yesterday. That was just in Chicago. Same thing happening in real time. Right? Because it stopped being about immigrants. It really ain't about that. That's just see what they do is they push and push and push and see how much they can get away with. It's like a nigga in a relationship, right? You know how a dude cheat on a girl, right? And she don't trip, or she tripped, but not really. She don't break up with him. He's like, okay, kind of got away with that one if she didn't leave me. He cheat again, boom, she don't trip. And now he just start doing it. Now it's just a thing. He now in his mind, she never gonna leave me. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm gonna do. And boom, it's a cycle of going back and forth. It is what it is. At this point, I don't even care no more that I'm dogging her out. I'm just gonna keep pushing like I'm pushing. Same thing. They will keep trying stuff, keep pushing stuff, keep rolling stuff out. It's all a rollout. All this stuff is a rollout to see what they can get away with. To see, because us as Americans have been so docile, we ain't quick to run up in nothing. We ain't quick to mount up together. Forget all that color shit. Black, white, brown, yellow, whatever you consider yourself. All need to unify and stand on something. Right? Or pull back the income, pull back the money from something. Or stand on both. They know Americans ain't ready to trip. That's what they can do all they do. Man, you in these other countries, man, they be, hey, man, what's cool? I forgot I just saw in a country where they it ain't funny, but they beat the shit out of their prime minister. And they had the niggas in the office running for the hills. Nigga, and I think, and was it? I don't want to get the place messed up, but they had the nigga, like the head cat running for the hills, beating his ass. Had people in the office running and hiding. They like, you serious? And not only did they thrash the city, that same day, right after they kicked ass at everybody, the whole city got together and cleaned up the city. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, what's up? You know, because we still have so many people that tell themselves like, oh, shit, I've been hearing about this since the 80s. Or, man, ain't got nothing to do with me. What's going on over there and such, ain't got nothing to do with me. All right. And that's what people be thinking. They think like evil stops in certain locations. Like people just evil over here. Like once we do this, once we kill everything over here, we good now. Like it seems like that's what people think. Once we remove a whole type of people off the earth, then we cool. Everything back to normal, people. Everything back to normal. Don't worry. Everybody send your people back, send your ships back. It's all back to normal. That ain't how that works. Crazy. It's crazy. You know, and it's just every day it's always something else. Like Trump saying something crazy. Man, that big meeting they had, bro. Look, in short, Trump was basically telling people, well, that other speech was ridiculous. It was stupid and boring, and he thought he was doing it was Haggard, whatever his name is, was stupid. But Trump was basically telling people like, yo, you know, hey, we need to go into some of our own cities, hold up shop, and let's turn it into practice. Let's turn it into like little training camps. Let's hold it down in our own places, our own homes. Go to these different places, these different cities, these different places, these states, and go hold court.